You know, here in downtown, the city goes out of its way to promote the country music roots that are a part of Knoxville and have contributed to country music in the world. But one thing they really they kind of sidestep, if you ask me, in many ways, is the literary heritage here in Knoxville. Despite being the home of Nikki Giovanni and at one time Alex Haley, they even have a name for Tom Agee. I think it's Tom Agee. Again, sort of a second-rate writer, if you ask me. They named a street after him in the middle of the university across the way there. But one of the guys that kind of seems to overlooked here and is perhaps the biggest name to come out of Knoxville as far as literary accomplishment is Cormac McCarthy. This is Suttree's Tavern, and Suttree is the name of a character in a Cormac McCarthy song, or Cormac McCarthy novel. Much of it was autobiographical and has many references to Gay Street and Henley Bridge and the university campus over yonder, from which he is a graduate, I might add. Now, Cormac McCarthy, many would know, maybe not in the literary world, though he has won like all the big prizes, Pulitzer, National Book, but I know him primarily from the movies. He wrote the movie The Road, sort of a very dismal, apocalyptic sort of father and son romp through what's left of the world. And he wrote No Country for Old Men. Cormac McCarthy. Funny story about No Country for Old Men. As I was, after my eviction in Phoenix, Arizona, I was talking with family and I said, well, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And I said, well, I think what I'm going to do is take some time off and just see the country, tour the country, and see what comes my way, if anything. I've had a long last 2 years here, and I want to get out of the desert and see what I've always longed to see. And my oldest brother, I think, kept trying to hint to me that it may not be the best of time to see the country. Because every time I'd ask him, oh, what are you watching on Netflix? Or what's hot on Netflix? He'd say, No Country for Old Men. I love that movie. He never talked about any other movie with me than No Country for Old Men. And of course, Howard knew the street, and Howard knew the climate of the country. And it has been No Country for Old Men. But for Cornelius Suttree and the Cormac McCarthy novel, is much lighter tone and has a bit more enjoyment with his adventures around Knoxville.